Hi, my name is Kim and I'm with the Betenbough warranty team. Today I'm going to explain how to program your Hunter X-Core sprinkler controller. We will cover the basic functions of setting up your controller, which includes the date and time, program start times, zone run times, watering days, and manual operation of your system. The easiest way to program your sprinkler controller is to turn the dial clockwise through each of the settings, starting with the current date and time. You will use the green navigation buttons to move through each of the options on the screen. The right and left arrows allow you to move through each of the settings, including year, month, date, and time. And you'll use the plus and minus buttons to adjust each setting up and down. You are able to set up to 3 different programs, program A, B, and C, on your controller. Multiple programs can be used if you have sod and other landscaping like shrubs and trees that require more complex watering schedule. Today, we will talk through how to set up your controller on just one program. To adjust your start times, turn the dial to the start time position. You will notice it shows program A and start time 1 in the screen. This does not indicate zone 1, rather it is the controller start time, which is the first time the program is going to start cycling. We will use 10:30 p.m. as the start time, using the plus or minus buttons to adjust the time up and down, so we know that program A's first start time is 10:30 p.m. Use the right arrow to move through to program A's second, third, and fourth start times, and the right arrow again to get back to start time 1. You are able to set up to 4 different cycle start times under each program, and you can eliminate a program start time by pressing the plus or minus buttons until the display is off, which is between 11:45 p.m. and 12 a.m. For newer sod, the recommendation is to run your sprinklers more often, and for more established sod, you can dial back on the number of times in one day and the number of days per week your system is watering. To adjust the amount of time each zone waters, move the dial to runtime position. You should have larger zones with more sprinkler heads or larger spray patterns in your front and backyards, and these zones typically run for a longer period of time. Smaller zones with less sprinkler heads and smaller spray patterns are typically found in your side yards and should run for a shorter period of time. You will use the plus or minus buttons to adjust to the desired run time for zone 1, then the left and right arrows to move through each zone. Since zone 1 typically covers a larger area of your yard, you will set it to run for 16 minutes. Using the right arrow, we will navigate to zone 2 and set it for just 8 minutes, since that is a small section of the yard. You may have to test each zone manually to determine which zone on the timer controls which sprinkler heads in your yard, and we will discuss that later. Run times for each zone vary based on when your sod was installed and whether the sod is established, the time of year, and other factors. It is important to continuously monitor the amount of water your yard is receiving and adjust the run times accordingly. Now, turn the dial to water days. Use the left and right arrows to navigate through the days of the week and adjust the blinking water drop by using the plus or minus buttons. Plus means yes and minus means no. For this demonstration, we will set the program to water on Mondays and Thursdays. Before selecting water days, you should always reference your city's watering restrictions. You can use manual operation to run individual zones without running a complete cycle. The controller will start with zone 1, and you can use the left and right arrows to navigate to the desired zone. Use the plus or minus buttons to adjust the run times up and down. Turn the dial to the run position and zone 1 will activate. You will see a flashing sprinkler icon on the screen indicating that the zone is running. If you would like to turn the water off before the time expires, simply turn the dial back to the system off position. To manually run the entire program with all zones watering off the set schedule, start by turning the dial to the run position. Press and hold the right arrow until you see the flashing sprinkler icon on the screen. All zones will run through the set run times, starting with zone 1. If your dial is turned to the system off position, the sprinklers won't water until turned back to run position. If you have a Rainbird controller installed in your home, these basic instructions would also apply. For more information and other recommendations, please contact your local warranty team. Thank you for watching this video.